It's something that black men still go through to this day, which is women clutching their purses, hitting the lock button on store, or just basic attitudes. And even as a US congressman, as a black man, it is very, very frustrating, and you build up an internal anger about it that you can't act on. It's frustrating. Terrorism is rare and largely ineffectual, yet we regularly magnify the effects of both their successes and failures by terrorizing ourselves. It is a very frustrating thing to be the face of a creative project and yet essentially have zero creative control over that project. Essentially, you're a pawn in the system. We may not imagine how our lives could be more frustrating and complex, but Congress can. People's sexuality is often defined by who we're partnered with at any given moment, which can be a frustrating limitation for me. I've had countless tiny, coming out moments in my life, often simply to explain to someone else that they have misjudged my sexuality based on who they saw me dating. A little girl who finds a puzzle frustrating might ask her busy mother, or teacher, for help. The child gets one message if her mother expresses clear pleasure at the request and quite another if mommy responds with a curt, "Don't bother me, I've got important work to do." Words are a pretty blunt instrument. There's always going to be slippage between the words and the infinite complexities of a thought. As a writer, I find that frustrating, but as a social animal, I wouldn't have it any other way. Game over is a very frustrating game convention. In short, it means, if you were not good enough or did not play the game the way the designer intended you to play, you should play again until you do it right. What kind of story could a writer tell where the characters could play the same scene 10 times until the outcome is right? I'm sure it's one of the most frustrating aspects of human experience for all of us, that when we tell someone who's hurt us that they've hurt us, they tend to react with anger because they feel guilty. And we know we also get angry when we feel guilty. As no one knew much about my mental illness, a lot of people had the attitude that I had the capability to kick it and get better instantly. This was the most frustrating attitude for me. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.